What I've found is that everybody has a sense of what it means to be, to deepen into beingness, to go deeper, to have the capacity, the desire, the willingness to meet life, the phenomenal world, from a deeper place within ourselves. And that simple inquiry, request, desire brings up a Pandora's box, a veritable human, emotional, mental, and spiritual Pandora's box of what it means to meet life from the deepest. Have we got the capacity for that? Is it relevant? Why would we do it? What challenges it? Why does the world trigger us so much? What is it triggering within us? Is there any way of moving beyond those things, those triggers? Openness. We often talk about openness, and Murder's key phrase is openness, and I've certainly inherited that. Talking and exploring about openness. What does it mean? Is it dangerous in this world to be open, to be too open? Is it naive? Is it vulnerable? These plethora, this Pandora's box of questions opens up to me when we simply express deepening into being. So it's not a moving up and out in the, oh, we're trying to awaken, although that's one way of talking about this experience, but it misses something for me, and it misses a kind of understanding of what it means to go deeper inside ourselves. They both end up at the same place. Both ideas end up in the same place potentially, but this is about deepening into ourselves. What's in there that creates a resistance? What is the resistance? What are the stories that still, get in the way? And I do this work, obviously, as some of you know, in one-to-ones. We go in and we unravel, the patterns, some of the patterns that create some sense of stuckness or something like that. But here's an opportunity, I thought, once every 2 weeks to both have a kind of reset. I'm sick of hearing this phrase around the world going on of the global reset. But you can't reset globally unless we're willing to change and transform ourselves spiritually or emotionally, because we're just going to create the same old flawed, wounded, vulnerable, agonized human beings that are creating the sort of mess that's going on at the moment. So this is my opportunity to offer out a Monday reset, and then when we act with intention, with depth, with our commitment to our sensitivity, to our vulnerability, to our openness, to our maturity, to our depth, then we put all of those together, your depth and my depth, and your commitment, your willingness, your softness, your openness, which is difficult to embrace in this seemingly harsh world that comes at us and comes at us and comes at us relentlessly, it would seem. To do what? To invite us, to challenge us, to grow us. But it's hard to grow as an individual, just one, when you're the only flower in the forest. Difficult business. You don't know. You're just the vulnerable little flower in the forest. Where are the other flowers? So this is hence this rather poetically strange things that I do. But this is really from the heart. I think I want your flower to grow. I want your flower to deepen. Because as your flower deepens, as your flower grows, and we water it with our tears, with our truth, with our inquiry, with our searching, and as the flowers get more rooted and get more solid, so they start growing maybe more towards the sun. And I want that, because the more you grow, the more I grow. Not in some nefarious, weird spiritual way, but actually just in the very fabric of life. We need to grow new cultures. Culture is changing. Culture itself is changing. We can see everything changing. Culture is changing, and we, the older ones, and we're all older here, are the other, what's it called? The way bringers of what's coming up next. We're at the very cusp. I know I'm moving around here quite a lot, but we're at the very cusp of the end of the age, into the and the moving into the next age. And we herald the way. We won't live in the way, because we're going to see lots of this destruction, apparent destruction of the old, as we're seeing before our eyes, the old within ourselves and the old in the external world. And it's frightening, and it's frightening. And we really need each other. And that's a beautiful thing. To me, that's a beautiful thing, to realize that we need each other. We need ourselves. We need to deepen. We need to go in. We need to keep going and keep going. This is the time of the spiritual warrior. But it's so much more of a blessing when you can look over somewhere else and see, look at them. They're doing it.